You just might not be able to beat them. Like, you scale above them, that doesn't mean you're going to be able to kill them.
Yeah, it depends on Bug's abilities. Like if he has like Madara regeneration or something that just like Boruto can't overcome, kind of thing. It just depends.
Well, I'm not thinking of the regeneration because like Boro had regeneration as a huge giant squid octopus monster who was able to be destroyed by Boroshiki's Rasengan. So I think it has to be just he can't be hurt by anything that Boruto has in his arsenal. He needs something new.
So in the case of Boro, for one thing, he lost his core that gave him regeneration, so we don't really know how that worked. And second, his whole body was obliterated at once. And in fact, I don't think Boro had regeneration anymore because when Boroshiki kicked his legs off and arms off, he didn't heal. So I think when he lost the core, he just went out of control, but I don't think he could regenerate anymore.
Maybe, yeah. I mean, again, it could just be like Cell. It doesn't matter because his entire body was destroyed.
Yes, I agree, but even then, he wasn't healing before then, so I do think he lost his.
Well, at that point, that doesn't really matter, though, whether he could or couldn't.
Yeah, I agree. Like I said, his whole body would have been destroyed, so he still would have died. I agree.
No confirmation that Boruto base is above Momoshiki. I mean,
forgot.
No in canon confirmation, but it's pretty much confirmed, in my opinion.
What is?
That Boruto's base is above Momoshiki. So for those in chat wondering, you can disagree.
Somebody disagree with me on this. On my spoiler,
I think current code is above Ishiki, and then Boruto. I don't know where he scales in terms of code, but he's probably above Ishiki.
It boils down to the specifics, but yeah, I mean depends on exactly how much stronger.
Because I think code is probably still relevant to Boruto, even if Boruto dog walked him. Like, oh my god, it was a dirty fight, it wasn't even close. Boruto stomped him. It's pretty close, realistically. Boruto just had things that just hard countered code that code wasn't expecting. And then Boruto saved code from Uzuhiko to help him fight against Bug. He wouldn't do that if Bug wasn't relative.
Yeah, so I mean, I agree.
Yes, code over
to some extent. I think part of it is the way Boruto handled code versus code's actual strength. But also code also just isn't using his best move, that the one I always complain about, which is part of his problem.
I'll also say it doesn't matter how strong you are, how fast you are, how powerful you are, if you can't fight well. So Boruto just is a skilled fighter. Code isn't a ninja. Code isn't a shinobi. He's just a teenager who just happened to get power and technology. Like, he's like you and me if we got a jetpack and a gun and had to go fight a marine.
And like my biggest gripe on Code's fighting lately is how he basically became less skilled because he's not using the thing that, if anything, he literally became less skilled because he did fight more skillfully with the old ability, like the whole slash the neck thing, that he's just stopped doing. Like literally his lack of skill is killing him.
Yeah. Like technically if Code won it, he could probably just like defeat Boruto in like 10 seconds if he was really going all out.
Yeah, if he was actually just not being an idiot.
Yeah.
Like, literally though. It's true.
How do you guys think
what annoys me about
stronger? I think he's gonna get Ishiki's Karmasil and then grow from that. I think that's all we need.
Oh, wait, say that again.
How do you think Kawaki gets stronger? He's just gonna get more of it. He's just gonna use it better. It's just gonna evolve. Yeah, exactly.
I was like, the way you worded that I don't like, but like, yeah, you could use the ninja tech pathway. I think it's best for Kawaki to do an Utsuki only pathway. Amato can help him with it, that's fine, but I think his path should be through Utsuki powers, while Boruto's is through the ninja way. A contrast between those two.
Yeah. So
also
Takada
works
says,
well with Kawaki's dialogue in the flash forward scene.
I don't think Boruto is that strong. I think it's like Minato, to where he's fast. He has teleportation that he can spam. I'm not going to count that necessarily. Like he can react with it perception wise, but he can't like move his body too fast. And then he has things that can just end a fight, such as Uzuhiko Rasengan. Like if he just didn't have Uzuhiko Rasengan, I know he's just taking away his arsenal. That's not fair. But like if he doesn't have Uzuhiko Rasengan, if he doesn't hit Code with it, and again, Code wasn't like on the offense. Code was on the defense, trying to figure out the ability because he doesn't know what it was. He didn't know what it is, how it operated, how it worked, how it hit him. Like he was basically testing Boruto. He wasn't fighting Boruto. He was testing him to see how his ability worked. The ability landed anyways, and then the fight was up. Like if he just didn't have that, I don't know if he could have defeated Code.
I know exactly what you're saying about the strength versus the fact that he's just fast, reacts well, fights skillfully as a OP hacks technique thing. What I will say though is, at least in the way Naruto characters are described as being strong, people call Minato strong because of his flying Raijin fast reactions. People call Obito strong because of his stupid Kamui hacks. So I just use the word the way they do in the verse. I understand the power skills. This goes for Mahito too with our JJK debates. In the Naruto verse and the JJK verse, they would call Mahito strong because of his stupid hacks, got hit my soul ability. And that's just how I'm gonna use it because that's how the characters do it.
Yeah, I
So in
don't
Boruto's case,
do
I
it
am gonna
that
call
way,
him
even if
quote
the
unquote
series
that
does.
strong.
Because, like,
because
hypothetically, Kamui, if you and
That's fine.
I had Kamui, that doesn't mean I'm gonna beat you in a fight. Like, it's not the ability; it's more so how you use it. Like,
Again, that's a skill. That's a skill thing, and people who are skilled are considered strong in the verse. So I'm just gonna count that as a, because like I said, the way again, you can do your tier list however you want. The way I like to do them is based off how they perform in fights against the average opponent. If they beat more people, I'm gonna call them quote unquote stronger, even if it's not because they're faster or stronger. It's just because they win more fights. That's how I like to do it,
yeah, the thing is that, like,
because that's how a character in the verse would do it.
even if they have skill for abilities that they happen to use in fights, I'm not considering Flying Raijin a fighting ability. Like, for example, Kamui, if you're skilled at knitting, that doesn't mean you're a better fighter than someone else. So I don't think being skilled at Flying Raijin makes someone a better fighter, even if they use it in a fight. Unlike something like if you're skilled at, like, Sasuke, like Academy Sasuke was more skilled than Naruto. He was stronger than Naruto because of that, because he's more skilled at, like, agility and balance and dexterity and the ability to move your body, kinesiology. That's fighting
Yeah,
skill,
I know what you're
like
saying, but
martial
like
arts skill.
in the verse, like flying Raijin is a fighting ability too. Like it can be used in other aspects, like just going to school on time without having to drive. But like it is very much a combat relevant ability. So
It's a combat
and it makes
relative
him a stronger
ability, but
fighter
it's
because he
not
has
a
it.
combat ability. Like, it's not used for offense or
You can
defense.
say that about
It's used for offense or defense, but the point isn't offense or defense.
you can say that about anything. Fire style fireball jutsu is not a combat ability. It's just to freaking turn on the campfire. It's the same. It applies to almost like a lot of things. So
No,
I don't.
I disagree, because you can
Yep.
hurt someone with the fire style. You can't hurt someone with the flying Raijin. You can't defend yourself with flying
So then,
Raijin.
ironically, I've said this about something before, but with that in mind, would you call Daikoku 10 or Sukuna Hikona a combat ability? And would you call the claw marks a combat ability?
No. Daikokuten I would consider sealing, but that's weird because I only consider it sealing because they consider it sealing in the verse. Other than in the verse, I would not consider it sealing myself. Sukun Hikona, no. I would consider Daikokuten a combat ability if it's using it to summon the cubes for the purpose of, like, attacking.
Okay, but then that applies to a lot of
rods.
See, using your definitions, I would say none of them are combat abilities. None of those three I said, because it's you. So the same as the summoning jutsu. You're just summoning it, and then you're attacking with the thing you summoned.
No, but here's the difference, though.
In those cases,
So Daikokuten, I'm summing it all up, which is also what you're doing, but I'm considering the cube itself a part of Daikokuten, whereas your example is only considering the teleporting it out of the Daikokuten dimension. So that's
but then
unlike.
If that's the case,
But no, because unlike with Flying Raijin, if you use Flying Raijin on yourself, you still have to use a Rasengan or your fist or whatever to punch the person. Otherwise, the Flying Raijin isn't used in combat. It's used to help do combat. But it itself
so
is
the
not
only
combat.
difference with the Daikokuten is that the cubes just, for whatever reason, happen to summon above the opponent.
Yeah, so in that case,
you.
you're not doing the combat, you're having the cube do the combat for you. In the case of Fire Style Jutsu, the fireball is doing the combat for you rather than you. You're more so the necromancer who summons the thing to fight for you, essentially. Yeah, so imagine whatever actual thing that fights is the combat thing, not the thing that gets to the thing that fights for you.